The Dutch government seizes Nexperia. China retaliates with a sweeping export ban. The world is watching. Who's really stealing the chips? Ever wonder why a Chinese-owned Dutch chip company called Nexperia is suddenly in the global spotlight? Nexperia may not be a household name, but it plays a vital role in the semiconductor world. The company traces its roots back to Philips and later became part of NXP Semiconductors, one of Europe's leading chip makers. In 2017, NXP decided to focus on higher-margin, cutting-edge areas like automotive, security, and IoT chips. It sold off its lower-margin, high-volume standard products division, the business that made basic but essential chips like diodes and transistors. That sale created Nexperia as an independent company based in the Netherlands. At the time, the newly formed Nexperia was profitable but faced limited growth prospects and intense global competition. Margins were thin, and without major investment, the company risked sliding toward financial trouble, even potential bankruptcy. Between 2017 and 2019, Chinese investors, led by Wingtech Technology, gradually acquired control of Nexperia, with Wingtech becoming the majority owner by 2019. Under Wingtech's management, Nexperia streamlined operations, increased automation, and expanded its customer base across Europe and Asia. The company remained headquartered in the Netherlands, employing thousands across sites in Netherlands and Germany, while also growing facilities in China, the UK, Malaysia, and the Philippines. Today, Nexperia stands as one of the world's major suppliers of standard semiconductor components, shipping more than 100 billion parts each year and holding roughly 9% of the global discrete components market. Its chips power cars, consumer electronics, and renewable energy systems around the world. Financially, the company was healthy and steadily growing until the controversy began. On September 30th, 2025, the Dutch government invoked the Goods Availability Act, a Cold War-era law first passed in 1952, to assume control over Nexperia. The Goods Availability Act grants the Dutch government authority to manage essential goods and services in extraordinary circumstances to protect national security and economic stability. Remarkably, this was the first time the law had ever been applied in its more than 70-year history, highlighting the exceptional nature of the intervention. Officials cited serious administrative shortcomings under Nexperia's CEO Zhang Shuizheng, which they argued posed risks to Dutch and European economic security. Following an emergency ruling by the Dutch Enterprise Chamber, Zhang was suspended, and an independent, non-Chinese director, Guido Dierck, was appointed with decisive voting rights. Documents released by the Amsterdam Court of Appeal revealed that U.S. officials had raised concerns with Dutch counterparts in June 2025, warning that Nexperia might face export restrictions if Zhang remained in charge. The U.S. had placed Wingtech on its entity list in December 2024 due to national security concerns regarding its acquisition of sensitive semiconductor technology. As of late September 2025, this restriction extended to its subsidiaries, including Nexperia. The Dutch government now has the authority to approve or reverse company decisions deemed harmful to national interests, though routine production continues. The Dutch government maintains that its decision was independent and based on national security considerations. However, the timing and nature of the intervention have led to discussions about the influence of international relations on domestic corporate governance. The Dutch government's intervention in Nexperia has drawn sharp criticism from Beijing, which views the move as politically driven and influenced by U.S. pressure. In response, on October 4, 2025, China's Ministry of Commerce imposed strict export controls on Nexperia's operations in China, blocking the shipment of finished components and subassemblies abroad. The impact was immediate. Nexperia's Dongguan facility, responsible for roughly 70% of its global output, was effectively cut off from international supply chains. Major clients like Apple, Tesla, and BMW began feeling the strain, with BMW confirming disruptions in its supplier network, though production remains on schedule. Shortly after, Beijing took another decisive step, ordering Nexperia's Dongguan plant to separate from its Dutch headquarters and operate directly under Wingtech's management. The Nexperia saga has become more than a trade dispute. It's a mirror of a changing world. China calls the Dutch move a political act shaped by U.S. pressure. The Netherlands stands by its decision, citing national security. But in the crossfire, the global tech supply chain trembles, proof of how easily one decision can ripple across the world. The Nexperia saga has ignited a fierce debate across the world. Was the Dutch government defending national security or crossing the line into political overreach?
This isn't politics, it's national security. Europe can't afford to let its chip technology slip into Chinese control. Enough is enough. Europe's been too trusting for too long. It's time to push back and protect its own tech future. China's retaliation only proves one thing: the Dutch were right to act. Protecting innovation isn't aggression, it's survival.
Law and order? This isn't justice. It's daylight robbery disguised as policy. Remember Canada and the Huawei case? That didn't end well. The Dutch might learn the same lesson. Being a US pawn never pays off. When will the EU finally grow a spine and act for its own interests, not Washington's?
What do you think? Is this protection or provocation? Drop your thoughts below.